Welcome guys to the very first ever Lexus future car news update. The reason why it's the first time is I just got news on all of these upcoming vehicles. My general manager and the owner of the dealership had their annual meeting in, I think it's Plano, Texas, for all of the United States Lexus dealers to meet with Akio Toyota and go over all of the upcoming changes, refreshes, and new models of cars coming out for Lexus in the near future. So probably the next 3-4 years at the latest. So I'm really excited to go over this with you guys, and I'm even more excited to see what you guys think on the impressions below, and I just am excited to strike up some conversation with you guys. All right, so the very first thing, as you guys see on the screen right now, is the Lexus Lfa F, or I should say LCF. It's not the LFA. It looks like an LFA, but it's the LCF. This is probably the closest thing to the LFA in modern times, since I stopped making the LFA, I think in 2012. I'll put the date up there if it's not correct, but this LC, everyone in the automotive world knows about this car, whether it's a hybrid or the naturally aspirated 5-liter V8 version, but we're getting two different variants of an upcoming LC. It's going to be the LCF, which is going to have a twin-turbo V8. A little backstory to it is initially, it was going to have around 600 horsepower out of this twin-turbo V8. Displacement is rumored to be around 4 liters, but that's what I learned from the internet, not from what I learned from my general manager. So expect it. It could be a twin-turbo version of the 5-liter V8. It's hard to say, but Akio Toyota. Everyone, if you know anything about him, he's also he almost considers himself a race car driver first, and then Toyota and Lexus owner second. So this car had 600 horsepower when they're doing prototypes of it, and he said, no, that's not enough, we need more. So it could be 650, it could be closer to 700, we'll see. And I asked if the LC was going to have all-wheel drive, the F variant, and he said as far as he knows, it's going to stay rear-wheel drive. So there we have it on the LCF variant. I don't have any other news other than that. Car and Driver here came up with a really cool rendering of the car, which, as you can see, this picture doesn't really look like a rendering. It looks like the real thing. You see this huge wing in the back, slits on the hood. You can see the ground effects here. But let's go ahead and get on to the next picture. The LC is also going to have a convertible version, which people have been clamoring for. Now, I don't have confirmation on whether it's a hardtop or a soft top, but from what I know, my understanding of it and the explanation of it, how it was explained to me, it looks like it's going to be a soft top. So, I mean, I know that's one way to save weight, but I know this car isn't all about performance, it's about the full package. So from my knowledge, this car will be the LC convertible will be a soft top. So, and then this looks like it's a hard top, which these are just renderings, guys, because the actual vehicle does not exist quite yet. So moving forward, and me going over all this news, there's no particular order. This is just the order I was taking notes as I was just receiving all this information from my GM. So the UX coming out this December, which I'm going to do training on at the end of this month, September. I'm going to Chicago for UX training. Some news on this car. It's pretty cool. He actually took pictures at this United States meeting in Plano, Texas, of this special edition. It was like a powder blue UX. It looked really cool. But some information on the car. The UX will be produced 50% hybrid, 50% non-hybrid, which is probably, other than other than, let's say, the CT, which was all hybrid. So this is, in my opinion, this is Lexus saying, hey, hybrid is the future, the near future, because electric technology, which we talked about in this meeting, is there, the infrastructure is not there. The infrastructure is not there for fully electric cars. If all of our cars went fully electric, we don't have a power grid to support that. And autonomous driving, if you guys are also interested in it, Lexus is playing with that. But again, there is no, it would overwhelm the satellites that we have up in space, in orbit, if all the cars were chattering back and forth with the satellites with autonomous driving. So at least for now, all electric and autonomous driving, they're cool technology and they should be invested in, but that's not the near future. The near future, in my opinion, what Lexus is going for is total hybridization of all their cars, whether it's the UX that's coming out or it is their upcoming supercars are going to be electric as well as maybe the really high-end luxury sedans might be standard hybrid the next iteration we get. So back to this UX. 50% is going to be hybrid, 50% is non-hybrid. That also means 50% is all-wheel drive and 50% is going to be front-wheel drive. What's unique about the UX is that you get all-wheel drive only on the hybrid platform, and it's only a $2,000 upgrade from the non-hybrid. So you get way better fuel economy and all-wheel drive in the hybrid for only $2,000 more. That's a no-brainer to me. Absolute no-brainer. Let's just look at a couple other pictures of that. This is an F Sport. The other one was too, we were just looking at. But it looks really good. I mean, I'm really excited for this car. I think it's going to do really well for Lexus, especially gaining younger clients. I mean, gosh, the average age of our Lexus buyers is probably like 65. That might be a little high, but that's just what I see walking in our dealership and buying cars, because these cars they're expensive, and that's the main thing. They're expensive, and they're not the most exciting luxury vehicles. So they kind of, shoebox their way into this segment of the market that's older people who aren't looking for, pure power and performance. They're looking for refinement, luxury, at a reasonable price. And Lexus is a very reasonable luxury car maker with the best quality, in my opinion. So let's just keep going. Here's I want to show you guys a non-F Sport, which this is going to be pretty rare to see a non-F Sport. This is just a rendering, by the way. A non-F Sport with triple beam LED headlights. It's more of a luxury option. So next news. This is the LX. Now, this isn't the actual special edition, but they're coming out with a special edition probably for 2020 would be my guess. They're not changing the car, but this special edition is going to be all black, but the interior is going to have white seats. So pretty cool. As far as I know, nothing is going to be changing for the LX in the near future. They don't really update that vehicle much. Here is someone's custom LX, which, this has like a body kit on it, huge wheels. I think those are like 24s. I don't expect it to look like that, but I just wanted to share that picture. And this is actually, I believe, the UX. It has a white interior here. But these white seats could be somewhat similar you would see on the LX. GX. Let's talk about GX as well as other SUVs. So the GX will be refreshed. It's looking like it's going to be in 2022. Thank the heavens, because this car, guys, this car has been the same pretty much since 2010. So we're going to get a strong refresh with this vehicle. I want to say it was refreshed in like 2015, but I'm expecting the new GX to look like a baby LX. So triple beam LED headlights. You'll have the more prominent check mark, running light, and the styling is going to be much more similar, in my opinion, to the LX. I think that's the route they should take. If this car looked like an LX and the interior, now this interior really, 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 that's the biggest thing. I mean, I don't think it looks bad on the outside, but the interior is stuck in 2010, every single bit of it. But not just GX news, there's going to be, well, let me look through my notes here, 2 to 3 new USUVs for Lexus coming out in the next 3 to 4 years. That might include the refresh of this GX. It might include a refresh of the LX. It might include something else altogether, which we're going to get into in a bit. But pretty exciting stuff if you're an SUV Lexus fan, which most of us are. I mean, let's be honest, the LX and the GX are great vehicles. The RX is kind of an SUV. It's more of a crossover. But let's keep moving here on our slideshow. Again, I just like this picture of the GX. I love this little house around it. Felt like adding that in for you guys. RX. What's changing with the RX? Well, usually the RX is refreshed every 3 years. Unfortunately, did not get a refresh for 2019, right? The redesign came out in 2016, 2017, and then 2018. That's 3 years. 2019, we should have had a refresh, right? But we didn't. So, 4 years later, so right, if it came out in 16, 17 is 1 year, 18, 19, 20, 4 years for a refresh. I really hope they redesign this grille. In some ways, the F Sport grille looks the best on this vehicle, but the non-F Sport needs a lot of help. It's the worst spindle grille design that they have, in my opinion. But the interior of the RX is very nice. Everyone knows the materials are top-notch. But what's holding the RX and most of Lexus vehicles back is the remote touch interface. In the RX, we have a little mouse that slides around, and a lot of our newer refreshed or newer redesigned vehicles, it's like a laptop touchpad. They're going to get away from it. All the critics are Lexus is listening. They're listening. They're going to go to a touchscreen system. Now, it's not going to be fully touchscreen in the 2020 RX. My guess is that the main screen, which you guys see, let's say the navigation screen, the multimedia screen, the big one, the 12-inch screen, they're going to move that. It's going to be touchscreen. And then the screen in the dash, that is going to be through controls, my guess, on the steering wheel, which it already is. So they're not going to a fully touchscreen, but my guess is that the multimedia interface is going to be fully touchscreen. If they do it very similar to Volvo, how Volvo has their big high-resolution touchscreen, if they make it bulletproof and they make it very quick, even quicker than the Volvo, it's going to be a home run, and they're going to sell a crap ton. They already sell a crap ton of RXs. But even the old people who buy these cars, learning that mouse, it takes them a long time. You know what the learning curve for a touchscreen is? Like nothing. You look, you touch, and it responds. That's it. So just wanted to go over the RX. That's pretty much the only information I have on that. Here is possibly an exterior. It's going to look different on the outside as well. Like I said, that spindle grille needs a little help, especially the non-F Sport one. IS, guys, is going to be redesigned. I'm really excited for it. I don't really have any information, but I can give you some of my opinions on what they're going to do to the car. They're going to keep it rear-wheel drive. They're going to have a lot of all-wheel drive variants. They're going to start incorporating triple beam LED headlights. I think this is like maybe this car and the GX would be the only cars that don't come with a really cool updated triple beam LED headlights as an option. I don't know exactly what the car is going to look like. I already think the car is beautiful. All they have to do is tweak some minor things, and this car, I mean, it's already a really good luxury sedan. They just need, the only thing this car is lacking is power and acceleration. It's quick enough for my needs, 0 to 60 in 6 seconds. I mean, that's quick enough for me. I mean, how often do you need to go that fast? Never. You never need to actually go that fast, really. Let's be honest. But this car should have a 0 to 60 time between 4 and 5 seconds. I could see them putting the twin turbo V6 from the LS in it. I could see them going that route. They already put the Turbo 4 in it from the NX. I haven't seen it in person because all we order is the IS300, which is a low power output 3.5 liter V6 at 260 horsepower. And then we have the 350, which has a 3.5 liter 311 horsepower. And that car, it's fun to drive. It's very engaging. No manuals are still in the plans. Lexus will never go back to a manual transmission. It's not efficient enough, and not enough people are interested, and not enough people know how to drive manual transmission. So, sorry if you guys got your hopes up for no reason at all. So let's keep moving. I'm just looking at my notes, see if I'm missing anything. Just another picture of the IS. This is an F Sport. I think that Sport looks pretty good. I don't like this here. I actually, guys, call me crazy. I actually like the non-F Sport grille better on the IS than the F Sport grille. Let me know what you guys think. Again, more IS pictures. This is exactly like the one I reviewed. You get that ultra white F Sport, same wheels. It's a beautiful car. Now to the fun stuff. Look at this. This car is actually going to come. It came out as a concept, I think, about a year and a half ago. This is the FX1. This is probably the biggest news that I got hit with during yesterday's meeting. The RX is a great car. There's no doubt about it. There's just no performance end of the RX or ultra luxury end of the RX. If you want ultra luxury for a Lexus, you have kind of one option. You really only have one option, and that's the LS 500. The next step down, if you want ultra luxury-ish, would be the LX 570. And then there's a big jump down, in my opinion. You go all the way down to the RX or the ES. And the ES with the 2019 is an amazing car. But they needed something that was going to be, nothing could come close. You take the winning idea of the RX, meaning crossover styling and crossover functionality, and you infuse it with ultra luxury and performance and the reliability and dependability of Lexus, that car would be unstoppable. It would be absolutely unstoppable. So, what's coming for this supercar? I mean, I'm calling it a supercar because it's going to be a super performer for what it is. Don't expect it to be like an LC, or actually it might actually outperform the LC in some ways. Call me crazy, but it could happen. It's going to have ultra luxury, possibly even eclipsing the LS 500. It's going to happen. This car is real. It's happening. Expect it probably in the next 2 to 3 years. What are they going to power it with? Well, there's talks of hydrogen. All electric could be an option, but I don't think they're heavily considering all electric for this specific vehicle. So they're considering hydrogen. And then another engine choice would be the twin turbo V8 that's going to be in the LCF. That 600 to 700 horsepower monster of an engine. They're not being conservative with this ultra luxury crossover at all. Lexus is done with the way of them being recognized as a boring grandpa and grandma like car company, and this vehicle is saying, hey, yeah, you know, the Alfa Romeo Stelvio, that thing is garbage compared to this. Look at the internal materials and technology. It has more power. And nothing, the only car that could compete with this, 0 to 60, is probably going to be your Trackhawk from Jeep. That's a Jeep. On the inside, it's still a Jeep. On the outside, it's still a Jeep. Its reliability is still Mopar. So, or should I? It's not Mopar. Gosh, what is it? It's Alfa Romero Fiat. That's who owns Jeep now. So it's not even Jeep. So, sorry, text message. I'm just really excited for the car. If you haven't heard of this, the FX1, it's real, it's happening. Give it some time. These seats, I would expect this to be a 4-seater, by the way, this crossover. This isn't meant for families. It's meant for CEOs. It's meant for hyper-rich people who are not going to have more than 4 people in their car. Okay, so look at these rear seats. Now, I wouldn't expect them to have these racing seats in the back, but they could do it. They just say, hey, I don't give a shit, and they could do it. You see this Galaxy on the door? I could see them doing something like that. If you look at the LS 500 right now, they have like a crystal ball in one of their options. It's their highest trim. I can't think of exactly what I think it's called Carico glass. I'll put it down in the description, but you can see we have a screen here, screen on the back of each chair here, front chair. It's going to be like nothing else you've ever seen before in a vehicle. I'm super excited for it. And then you can see the interior. You have the oblong racing steering wheel, new paddle shifters I've never seen before. This cabin, I could see them keeping a few design elements of it, but you can see it's full screen up here. The dash is one screen and the doors here. I wouldn't even be surprised if there were screens in the doors where these like stars flew by on it. Might not be an LCD, but some sort of technology to make it glitter. It's going to be the most futuristic car when it hits. Mark my words. Or I could just sound like a complete idiot right now, because some of you in the future watching this are like, yeah, this car was already behind the times when it came out. But look at this cool sunroof. You don't really see anything like that. Very unique. Usually it's split sideways instead of hamburger instead of hot dog, right? So, and this is better, right? Because you can look up and then you have a seamless piece of glass instead of a bar bisecting your view. Instead, it's not bisecting your view at all, because you're just going to look up. You're not going to look to the left very much unless you see like a UFO or shooting star. And just look at this car. You can see how unique this glass roof is. Let's make it bigger. These taillights. These taillights are going to be first seen in the UX. Now, not exactly like this, but and you see a little bit in the ES, this rear design language that you're going to see in the LF1. Super cool. I wish it came with this house too. That'd be amazing. The GS. I think we're coming to an end, guys. I was expecting this video to be like 7 minutes. It's going to be closer to half an hour. The GS is going. They didn't even mention it. They didn't even bring it up at this meeting. That tells me the GS is dead. And why is the GS dead? Sales, and the ES is too good. Especially the 2019 ES, it just provides the sportiness that you got in the GX. I still like how GS. If I'm saying GX, I apologize. The GS, in my opinion, still looks amazing, especially the GSF. If you guys like the new ES design, that's fine. I think the new ES looks amazing. The new ES will have all-wheel drive in a year or two. It's happening. It's coming. It's as real. It's as real as the sun rises tomorrow. The ES is getting all-wheel drive in the next year or two. And because of that, the GS is gone. It just doesn't sell. And I could see them. And so the GSF was kind of the swan song for the GS. It's the ultimate version of the GS in every single way. The GSF with a 5-liter V8 that's in the LC and the RCF. That is the best GS you'll ever see, because they're not going to make the GS anymore. The ES and the IS and the LS is all they need. They don't need 4 sedans, especially with how the current market is. So instead, they're getting rid of, so they have 4, they're getting rid of one of their sedans. And like I said, they're going to be creating new SUVs, whether that's a replacement for their current SUVs, a refresh, a remodel, or like I said, that replacement would just be a completely new car altogether for those SUVs. And the last but not least, I don't know where I'm at on my slideshow. I think that's it. Let me just go back real quick to, I don't know, let's just pick a picture. I like this one. How about this one? There's going to be a fully electric Lexus vehicle coming, so I guess this is kind of the end cap of my future Lexus vehicles. There's going to be a new electric SUV coming out, fully electric. When? Maybe 2 to 3 years from now. But that's all the information we got on it. It could be a fully electric LX. It could be a completely new car altogether. That would be my guess. And from how he was explaining it to us, it's going to be fully electric SUV, brand new. It could be smaller. It could be like a UX based crossover, or it could be, it could be a bigger version of Tesla's, SUV, which is pretty small. So I could see them making it GX sized, to be honest. There'd be nothing on the market that could compete with it. So let me just look at my notes one last time to see if I missed anything. There's going to be, the last thing, there's going to be a refreshed RCF. I would expect them to refresh the RC next year for 2020. And that means there's going to be a new RCF as well, a new RCF design. With that new RCF design, my GM saw a picture of it, and maybe multiple pictures. He said it looks like an LFA, which is just crazy because LFA is pretty cool looking. He said the new RCF redesign or refresh, whatever it's going to be that's coming out, is going to look like the LFA, or the closest any car Lexus has made since the LFA. I mean, the LC looks fairly similar, but this RCF that's coming out is going to look more like the LFA. But that's it, guys. I think I've kind of summed up everything in my notes and everything I heard from my general manager, what he heard from the horse's mouth. He went to the Lexus of America yearly, I guess, meeting. I don't even know what they call it. And there's all sorts of new things coming for Lexus. This car company, I couldn't have started working for Lexus at a better time. Things are changing rapidly. Things are changing for the better of the company. Of course, they're going to still provide those vehicles that made them successful. Conservative, luxury, dependable. But they need to expand their market to new buyers like the UX. They need to expand their market to performance buyers like the LCF. They need to expand their market for ultra luxury. That's what the FX1 is for. They need to expand their market for people who are interested in saving the environment with an all-electric vehicle or hydrogen vehicle. So those things are all coming to make Lexus a better car company. It's a really exciting time. Let me know what you guys think of all this information I gave to you. I'll see you in the comments below and in the next video. Peace.